You walk in, and the first thing that hits you is the hum. Rows of RGB lit rigs stretching back into the dark, fans spinning, screens glowing, a line of teenagers waiting for the next tournament slot, a fridge full of energy drinks clinking every time someone grabs one, and you're the guy who gets paid to let people play video games all day. That's the fantasy. Here's the business. There's 3 flavors of this: the old school arcade, tokens and claw machines, dying breed, the internet cafe, cheap PCs, browsing and casual play, and the esports lounge. The one everyone's actually dreaming about: high-end rigs, tournament stages, streaming setups. That's what we're breaking down. Because that dream lounge, the GPU under each desk, costs more than a used car, and it's obsolete in 18 months. Let's talk Buildout. You're not just renting a storefront. You're wiring commercial-grade internet, running dedicated circuits, so 40 gaming rigs don't trip a breaker. Installing HVAC that can handle a room full of machines pumping out heat like a server farm, because that's basically what it is. Then the licensing. Game publishers want a cut if you're running tournaments. Streaming platforms want their rules followed if you're broadcasting. None of that's optional, and none of it's cheap. Now the core asset, the fleet. 40 top-tier gaming PCs, easily $2,000 to $3,000 each. That's over $100,000 sitting on desks. And the GPU market doesn't care about your business plan. Every 18 to 24 months, that fleet is behind. Customers notice. Competitors upgrade. You're stuck refreshing hardware just to stay relevant. That's the ticking clock. And it never stops. Add peripherals. Ergonomic chairs that actually survive 12-hour sessions, software subscriptions, monitors that keep dying from being on 20 hours a day. It adds up fast. Here's the tension nobody tells you about. Tuesday afternoon, your lounge is a ghost town. Empty seats, lights on, rent still due. Then Friday night hits, or a tournament weekend, and you're turning people away at the door. Your costs are fixed. Your revenue is a roller coaster. So how's the math actually work? Say you're charging $6 an hour, plus memberships at $80 a month, plus food and drink upsell, plus renting the space for private tournaments. On a good week, that stacks into real revenue. But your fixed costs, rent, staff, internet, insurance, that hardware refresh fund, those don't move whether you're packed or empty. And here's the case study that should worry you. Post-2020, a wave of these lounges opened, riding the gaming boom. Then home setups got better, streaming got cheaper, and people realized they didn't need to leave the house to game with friends. A lot of those lounges quietly closed within 2 years. The home experience caught up faster than the business model could adjust, so the smart operators pivoted. Private event rentals for birthdays and corporate team builds, renting out a streaming studio corner to content creators, coaching sessions, paid content creation space. The gaming is almost a loss leader for everything else happening around it. So why do franchise groups and wealthy investors still buy into this space? Simple. It's a real estate and brand play. They're not betting on gaming. They're betting on foot traffic, franchise fees, and locking in a lease in a growing area before someone else does. Picture a good year. Tournament season's booming. Memberships are full. Private events are booked out weeks in advance. Now picture a bad year. A slow summer, a GPU refresh due, a new hardware release nobody can afford to match. Same lounge, wildly different outcome. Because here's the truth under all that RGB lighting. You're not really selling gaming. You're selling real estate, depreciation risk, and a race against hardware you can never fully win.